I'm your host, Mike Luke, and as you can tell, I am running the show today because of the incredibly bad intro right there. But better late than never, joined by Jason Shearer, who is now aware that there are comments on right there. Jason Shearer, you will turn these on. We're going to talk a lot. We're going to talk a lot of Arizona football. We're going to talk about the Kia boys. I was a victim of the Kia boys on Saturday. These putzes, you need to know all about these people, but we will save that for the end of the show right there. But Google it in the meantime because these scoundrels need to be dealt with. All right, but Shearer, Arizona football is here. It has arrived, and it is not going anywhere. There's nothing fluky about what is going on. We're going to get down into all the nitty-gritty, but this was an awesome win against a fan base that deserved to lose.
It was a high level football game. I really thought that when I was watching and watching again. This was a high level college game with coaching back and forth and teams trying to outcoach the other. And at the end of the day, Arizona was a better football team, like a legitimate. It wasn't a fluke thing. Arizona went toe to toe with the 11th best team in the country and won.
And honestly, all right, let's talk about it first. First of all, Oregon State, as much as I would like to say that Oregon State stinks, that's a really good football team that Arizona beat out there, Scary. And I look for them to dominate the Mountain West for years to come.
Yeah, they're going to be really good in the Mountain West or the Pac, whatever. They're a good football team. I mean, that offensive line is really good. Right. And, you watch that first drive and you notice they're getting 5-6 yards of carry at first, and you're like, oh, here we go. And right. I think I even turned to you. I was like, well,
yeah, that was over.
That was fun while it lasted. And then the defense settled down. But that's the thing I think Arizona fans need to make sure they're doing. Like, Oregon State's a good football team. Arizona beat a good football team.
And don't be the dude that goes out there and says overrated when you beat them by 3 at home. We want them to be rated right there. That is good for Arizona. Again, we will get to the Oregon State fans because this is a very odious bunch at times. Some of them, that is. But Shearer, honestly, though, this is an opportunistic team. What we're finding as well is that when their back's against the wall, they generally perform. And I think Noah Fifita is the absolute embodiment of that. Arizona's down. Fifita, and you mentioned me. You said you texted me and you said Fifita's playing like dog something like that. And then Fifita says, Tony Jones, by the way, the great Tony Jones. And then Fifita hears you, 2 straight touchdown drives, puts the game away. This is a leader of men that even when he's not playing well, does not deserve your derision. And he gave you the middle finger, Shearer.
Yeah, there was a point in the game where I think you would even agree. He didn't look good. He just did it.
I never said that. I never said that.
The interception to Cowing was a good play. He was missing. He missed the throw to McLaughlin. That would have been a big game. I mean, it wasn't awful, but he didn't look very good. And then all of a sudden, he just turns it on. Right. And you're like, oh, okay. Right. And it's the poise is just crazy because a lot of quarterbacks older than him, your boy Jaden, I don't want to bury him too much.
My boy, that's your boy. Yeah. I was on Noah from the beginning. Noah's father even said that I was on the Noah bandwagon from the beginning. You were not, Shearer.
I mean, look, like if he goes and he throws another pick because he's forcing stuff or whatever, you're kind of like, it's almost understandable in a way because that's what college quarterbacks do at times. And he didn't. It was the opposite. He threw the pick and he said, you know what? I'm going to calm down. I'm going to reassess everything. And he looked awesome. I mean, really good. And it's weird. It's scary because it's what we were talking about last night. We should warn people that bad freshman game is probably coming at some point. But, man, he does a lot of work to make sure it's not happening yet.
Joseph right here. This is the Joseph. Again, we rely on you because you're smarter than us, certainly smarter than Shearer, likely smarter than me. Joseph says, I would rather have Noah's awful over JDL's awful any day. That's very true. When Noah doesn't play well, he's not throwing 5 picks. Boom.
No, I agree with you. That's what I said. And that's always been the case with Noah. His floor is considerably higher than Jaden. Here's the simplest thing. When Noah lines up behind center, I know what I'm getting every game. It may not be a 500-yard game, but I know what I'm getting. Jaden DeLore lines up behind center. I could get a 5-touchdown game or a 5-pick game, and I have no idea.
But I think that's also a little bit overstated, though, because this year you weren't getting any of those 5-touchdown games against anybody good.
Well, I mean, I can't believe you're talking about that like that about UTEP.
Yeah, no, I will talk about that. All right, back the A. Edward Sanchez right here. We appreciate you, Edward Sanchez. Back the A. This team is for real. Let's fill the stadium. I hate late starts, but I stayed for the game, and I'm in bed usually at 8:30. All right. Should I tell them about the Kia boys now or later? Because I want to get this off my chest.
I mean, clearly you've called me about it at 7 a.m. and all that. Just go for it, Mike.
All right,
let
here.
it out.
Everybody, don't leave. I got to get this off my chest. It'll take under a minute. We're at the 5:55 timestamp right here. All right, so I get back at 10:45, getting ready for the post-game show. I come out the next morning, and my car is ripped to smithereens. The steering wheel is taken out. The back window is all broken in, and I have a Kia Optima. Now, these putzes, they're called the Kia Boys, and they're viral on the internet. There's millions of TikTok hits about it, about how to break into Kias. So 5 houses right in the quarter-mile area of my house got hit, and over 90 in Tucson got hit, and they got me. These people are morons. They are absolutely terrible, and on top of that, they left their equipment in the car. These guys were so amateur that they left the window breaker in the car. I thought it was a vape at first when I saw it, because it's like this pink thing. You will be found and you will be dealt with, Kia boys. We're not happy with you right now. Bunch of gas bags right there. All right, that was 5:55 right there. Okay, now let's get back to the game. And no, I didn't break Henry. I didn't break Henry's arm, and Dylan didn't either. We're not going to tell you what happened, but
I'm curious to see how much Tommy says tonight. I'm not going to say what's happening. I'm just saying it was avoidable, and it's yeah. I'm curious.
We're not blaming the guy though, because he's definitely no. Clint Moses, an Oregon State fan that keeps it above board. We appreciate you, Clint Moses. Back the A right there. You have a very good football team right there. All right, now Noah Fifita though. Also, and I tweeted that out. Yes, is that real, Brad Rich? Yes, it is real. Oh no, I thought you were talking about the Kia boys.
The Kia boys. I watched that video you sent me though. They're in Milwaukee, dude. These are
no, they're everywhere. They're everywhere, dude. Because it's a movement. Like the Bloods and Crips started in Los Angeles. Guess what? They're not just in Los Angeles anymore. Kia boys are everywhere, and I will track them down right there. Go ahead.
I'm just worried about you, Mike.
Don't worry. I'm very tough. All right. Now, also, you notice, and I've been saying this for a while, you notice how other receivers seem to get open with Noah Fifita in there? Malachi Riley catches a long pass. Kevin Green gets in the action a little bit. Were these what do you attribute that to, Jason Shearer?
Well, there's two things, and I know you want to compliment Noah, and I do too, but Jedd's playing these guys. He wasn't playing them before. Like Montana still is probably getting too many snaps. Once again in PFF, I know we only use it when it backs up our claim. He was the worst graded player in the entire game. He didn't get a catch, and I don't think he's awful. I think it's the transition. I see that. I see Tony.
Tony, you're the man.
Hasn't been everything as expected from both sides, but I mean, it's pretty obvious Malachi Riley and Kevin Green are legit, and get AJ Jones in there as well, and just kind of split it up. That's what I would do.
I'm not looking to push Cowing out by any means, because he's absolutely fantastic, and he figured out how to return punts, which was absolutely astounding. We probably should have led with that. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of nice little receivers in this little nest right here going forward, and I agree with you. Montana Lamonius Craig looks the part. Sure, he's a great kid and all of that. I don't understand why he can't come off the field, because he doesn't really do much.
Yeah, I mean, I think he still got 50 snaps or so, and it's probably too much. Let's get him 35. Let's get Kevin Green and Malachi Riley 15 each and go from there.
All right, now the running backs. DJ Williams, monster truck DJ Williams. By the way, I saw DJ Williams' monster truck at the TCC Saturday at about 12. So DJ Williams was hanging out at the TCC. No, he was. It was there. I took a picture of it and I sent it out on Twitter. It's real. And I put real time to make sure that nobody thought it was.
Why the TCC?
I don't know why he was there. I was getting food from Urban Pita. And then, anyway, Urban Pita is very good, by the way.
It is very good. Good shout out.
Yeah, so, but man, DJ Williams, you talk about a monster there to end that game. The only thing I didn't like is I would have gone into victory formation. I've seen way too many bad things happen, but DJ Williams says, nope, I want my yards, no fumbles. DJ Williams, yes.
Yeah, in my head, I'm still going back to the Gilbert Harris Washington State game. Was that Gilbert that did that?
Yeah. Oh, you were in Arizona by then. That's right. Good point.
I was a sophomore. Yeah, it was
okay,
horrible.
all right. Oh, yeah.
But DJ Williams, if you go back and watch it, and I like listening to the radio after, and like Lamont just starts cracking up. The dude on Oregon State gets down, gets low to try to tackle DJ, and DJ literally runs over him. and gets like 6 yards, and he's a bad dude. I mean, it's crazy the talent in that. Like, I don't think people realize after the game, Micah Wiley only had 2 carries.
Right.
They still give carries to DJ, and they just use Wiley in the passing game, and that makes a lot of sense because you don't want to take carries away from other guys.
If all 3 of these guys played in the NFL in some capacity, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, seriously, I don't see honestly why they can't. Now, again, DJ Williams might not necessarily put up the numbers, but he could get him into a camp. He's going to look very good. Now, a couple things first, so I can cool down from yelling about the Kia Boys right here. By the way, I don't know what I did with all my reads. Hold on, this is great.
Kia Boys stole that too,
dude. The Kia Boys did literally every Kia. There they are. I'm looking, dude. My notebook's right here. All right, now
you have Eduardo at the house. Did the Kia Boys get away with this?
No. My mom is basically taking Ted Wardo, and we're not. I'm not happy about this. All right, now a couple things though. Circle K. There was a very bad accident on Grant and Fort Lowell. It was in the Grant and Oracle. It was in the news, but it was only the Jack in the Box that was affected because nobody is going to affect the Circle Ks right there. Join the inner circle. Do you get it? It's good.
Genius.
Join Inner Circle today for free by downloading the Circle K app. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details and Illegal Pete's. I got Illegal Pete's last night. I was trying to settle down a little bit from wanting to go after the Kia Boys. And I said, you know what? I'm going to Illegal Pete's. I'm going to look at some good scenery and get some good food. And I did just that. Illegal Pete's, very good. Now, let me just find the disclaimer. Illegal Pete's is your go-to spot this summer. Stop by for happy hour, 3 p.m., 8 p.m., every day at all 12 locations. Illegal Pete's, the go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beer for 28 years, my friend. All right. I like when people agree with me because it's few and far between. We are going to post this. Joseph, I'm starting to see what Mike is saying, that we need to find a way to get Speedy on the field. He's always one broken tackle away from breaking out. Skier, this is true.
I think he was on the field, on the top of my head, 8 plays last game. But again, It goes back to my issue, Mike. Like, who do you take?
Montana.
But he's a receiver.
Yeah, put Speedy at receiver. Don't care.
So you're taking those snaps away from Kevin Green and Malachi Riley?
Well, no, I would split them.
That's just my point. I get it. And I get that everyone wants Speedy Luke. And I want more Speedy Luke too. And I want your family to do well, Mike. But at the end of the day, it's like, who are you taking the carries away from?
Oh, no. Well, again, Speedy Luke, you can use in a variety of different ways. A lot of people asking about Jedd Fisch's contract extension. Yes, he was given a contract extension, but
here's what I always say. Contract extensions are meaningless. They mean nothing. The buyout is what means something. And guys, at the end of the day, if a UCLA or a Michigan or an SEC school wants Jedd Fisch, they're paying $3 million to get Jedd Fisch.
But we're going to find out because Jedd Fisch, I have this on good authority, is very intrigued about Arizona in the Big 12. Very intrigued by Arizona. Yes. Have you heard the same thing?
Yes, he absolutely. And look, I've said this before. He's not leaving. Like, I know Michigan State fans started to mention him yesterday.
Right.
That he's not leaving for Michigan State.
Nah, that's a crummy job.
That won't be the job that gets him. It's going to be a big job. And if that happens, it happens. And Michael.
Right. But at least we're in better shape than we were before then. Also, Arizona's breaking teams left and right. I'm curious to see if this happens to Oregon State. USC is done now after what Arizona did to them. Washington State.
Shambles.
Oregon
State plays Colorado. If Colorado beats Oregon State, They are broken.
They are broken, and we're probably going to have to sit here and say it wasn't just the future Mountain West Titans. It was also USC that fell victim to the Arizona. Arizona's breaking teams left and right.
Washington looks like crap since they played Arizona.
I'm just saying, man, maybe Arizona, maybe there's something to this right here. Now, defensively as well, the only thing I didn't like about the defense was that last series where you're like, all right, let's just give them a touchdown, but try to keep it under 1 minute. That was not good. That wasn't even prevent defense. Brad, your good friend Brad Allis said that was crap. That was crap. That was the only part about the defense that I didn't like, Skier.
Yeah, that was bad. I don't know why they did it. I don't know why teams do that. I think that probably wasn't the goal. The goal was to probably like keep them in front of you.
Well, I would hope that wasn't the goal.
Well, I mean, keep them in front of you, keeping them in bounds and all that. I hate it. Just play normal defense. Just literally do what you've been doing the entire game.
Also, I was talking with somebody about, I've had people ask about Michigan, and I was talking with somebody in the U of A athletic department. And here's what's a little interesting about Jim Harbaugh. And I actually read this somewhere as well, in that Jim Harbaugh, the NFL also doesn't want to be a safety hatch for Jim Harbaugh as well. Now, again, that's not saying that they're going to say you literally can't hire the guy, but the NFL is also not looking to bring in somebody who is essentially skirting every rule known to man and then saying, hey, saddle up, partner. They're not looking for that as well. So I don't know that Jim Harbaugh to the NFL is as foregone a conclusion as some folks might think.
Yeah, there was a report this morning that said that this would actually impact Harbaugh a little bit, the scandal and all that. It'll be interesting, because eventually you got to think a guy like him's going to get tired of all the crap. And if the NFL's there for him, it's, in my opinion, at least he's gone, right? Like eventually you got to move on, and it'll be interesting. And of course, if he leaves, Jedd Fisch's name will come up. I don't see Michigan hiring him, but it'll be natural. It's going to be a fun offseason, Mike.
Joseph makes an interesting point, but I will say this. I think the difference between what happened with Pete Carroll and Reggie Bush getting paid by an agent and Jim Harbaugh or the Michigan staff sending out people to cheat on every single level, that to me is a lot different. Just is.
A lot different. NFL doesn't care if you pay players. In the NFL, you pay players legally. That's what you do. So.
Yeah, that's all right. Now, but defensively, though, as well, I was looking at Anthony Gimino, who you actually like. Anthony Gimino messaged me, and he says, is there any first-team all-conference defensive player on this team with as good as this defense is? The only two guys that I could think of, and this is really a testament, because, again, I think there's going to be quite a few NFL players on this team. Jacob Manu might have a chance because of the stats he's going to put up. Taylor Upshaw, if he hits 10 sacks. But that's really the only ones I can think about there, Sheer.
Yeah, I say no. But there's just it's just the way the conference works, because you look at defensive linemen, like defensive ends. Latu is going to make it over Upshaw on UCLA. He's a monster. Washington, Braylon Trice or Dorless or someone like that. Linebacker, I think Manu has a chance because of his numbers.
Manu is going to have to put up monster numbers to where he just can't be ignored.
Yeah. That's just what it comes down to.
Yeah, but that's also a testament, though, to this defensive coaching staff and what they've been able to do. This defense is good, too. There's no weak link. There's no Cody Ippolito's running around, anything like that. This defense is good, Skier.
Why you mean to Cody Ippolito?
I will say, and we got to give this guy a lot of credit because we've beaten him up a lot. Gunner has played very, very well.
Gunner's been awesome. Like, literally, it's like last year all over again, but better. Where he starts off like awful and then he closes out the last 5 games. He's been really, really good the last, 4 games?
Yeah. He's been really good, and we have to give him credit on that, because now I would like to get Big Bill Norton on the all-conference team, but we're not going to be able to probably see that. Now, looking forward to UCLA. Vegas is still behind on Arizona a little bit. UCLA coming out as the favorite at home on homecoming. I say poppycock.
Yeah, we're doing it again, Mike. We're telling people on a Monday, Arizona will win this game on Saturday.
Arizona is going to win this game on Saturday, and they will. You will thank me later. You might even say to yourself, well, where could I bet on that? Well, you got a variety of different options right here. And here's the read. DraftKings. All right, stay with me right here. This will be shorter than my Kia Boys rant. Get in on the game greatness. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PHNX. Again, take Arizona to beat UCLA. You need to be able to make this money right here. You deserve it. All right, here's the disclaimer. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. Licensee partner, Golden Nugget, Lake Charles, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility and deposit restriction terms and responsible gaming resources. I thought that was really good, actually, right there.
That was probably your best one.
I think that was very, very good as well. But it was also intriguing, though, that you were able to beat a really good Oregon State team without a vintage performance by young Noah until the end.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Now, a lot of people asking about Big Bill Norton, as they should. Big Bill Norton, Arizona's got to get Big Bill Norton back next year. If Arizona got Big Bill Norton back next year, Dylan.
You made a funny. I was laughing. Do you remember your funny in the press box?
Oh, this is good. All right. So do you want to say? You say it.
You say. You deserve the credit. You deserve the credit, Mike.
So what do you call a bull rush from Big Bill Norton? A bill rush. Good.
I laughed at it. I don't usually laugh at your dumb jokes. That one got me.
It's really good. I don't understand. I don't care what anybody says. Arizona should absolutely be ranked. It's a top 25 team right now. You're on a roll, and I factor in the losses. You got to factor in how this all came about. You had JDL running around like a chicken with his head cut off, just throwing passes to the other team. Since Noah has been in there, you lost to Washington by 7. You lost to USC in triple overtime, and you destroyed Washington State. You took their soul, and you beat Oregon State. They should be in there.
Yeah, but I mean, over who?
UCLA.
I don't. Well, UCLA's got one loss, dude.
Don't care. They're about to lose. It's a future ranking.
Yeah, it's tough. I will say this. I think if Arizona beats UCLA next weekend, it's ranked. I don't want to hear anything about there's all these 2-loss teams. Yeah. Now, dare I say it, Noah for a Heisman 2024 stats are too clean. I'm just saying, I'm glad that Scheer is on the Noah Fifita bandwagon. He has joined it finally. It took him too long. Like when he kept saying, I can see why they're playing JDL. Well, Mike Luke stood resolute and said, I cannot see why they're playing JDL. Scheer, take the L. I've always thought that Noah was capable. Mike, I literally said, once Noah starts, it's over. That's the end of Jayden de Laura's career.
Yeah, but why did you want to start it earlier?
Done deal. Because we've gone over this. It's a relationship thing. You could still tell that Jedd has a little soft spot for Jayden.
He does. But again, I do not have that soft spot. I do not share that soft spot. I share the soft spot for Noah Fifita right there. But UCLA, that sounds terrible. I think Arizona is going to go 3-1 in these last 4 games. Don't know which game they're going to lose, but I think they're going to lose one game. I think they're going 3-1, and I think this team's going to be 8-4 to close out the season right there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They're going to lose one game. I know people think they're going to run the table. That would be very surprising. But I tell you, man, it's like the rest of the season. Let's say they're what are they? 2-point underdogs at this point against UCLA. They'll be favored by probably like 6 against Colorado. They'll be, again, 2-point, 3-point underdogs against Utah, and then they'll be favored by 10 over ASU.
Right. I mean, that's something that, got to keep an eye on right there. I'm just telling you, Arizona, the fact that ASU beat Washington State is really a testament more so to Arizona than to ASU. I think that's more than fair. 8-4 would be fantastic. But what that does set up, and we're going to talk about this more tomorrow, because Scheer's coming back on tomorrow. He is already confirmed. Now, does Jedd Fisch say that the quarterback competition is still open and that when JDL is 100% healthy, he will be the starter?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's even going to ask today. I think that question is done with.
I would like to ask that question. It's a good question.
Someone told me to ask it on Saturday night. They're like, "Sure, you got to ask if Noah's the starting quarterback now."
Who finishes with more wins right now? Arizona or Nebraska? Both 5-3.
Nebraska's only favored by 3 this weekend. Did you see?
Yeah, I saw that. There's going to be interesting one to follow.
You went over it. I think they finished with 8 wins, both of them.
Yeah, I think they're going to both go 8-4. All right, now we got to talk about the commentators for a second here. This was I watched the second half here at home. This was the most atrocious commentating I have ever seen in my life. And I am not putting that mildly. This was an abomination. You had a color analyst in Rod Gilmore who kept calling him Fufudu. First of all, dude, it doesn't even look like Fufudu. Second of all, there's a pronunciation guide right there. Then I keep hearing about Uaongalala or whatever.
Yeah, that's right, dude.
Uaongalala?
It's Uengalele. There's like a silent N. I didn't know this either, but if you go to the pronunciation, the webpage, the roster, it tells you how to pronounce it from the player, and it really is like Tai Uengalele. Now, he was still pronouncing it wrong.
He was still pronouncing it wrong.
There is an N in there. It's crazy.
It's terrible, but it was awful though. But again, Fufudu, how is this? How is that? How are you allowed to commentate a game again? Because you clearly did absolutely no. You just essentially threw the pronunciation guide away, or you ignored whatever Arizona said.
Yeah, I watched last night. Rod Gilmore was saying there's a QB controversy.
That was great.
Anymore. He said Michael Wiley was the first running back to go over 1,000 yards in their career receiving. He's not. Vance Johnson. Right. Like it's. There are multiple things that were just completely freaking wrong in the game. And there was one name he actually got. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was just way off. And it wasn't like it was.
I do like did you hear Jacob Coing?
Yeah. There was one that was like, what do you like? He combined like 3 names.
Yeah.
Rod was just walking before the game, like was just walking around. Like wasn't talking it. Like Brian Custer at least went.
But he's not very good either, though.
No, but he at least was like talking to people on the field. Rod Gilmore looked like he just happened to be there. Like he got lost.
No, again, Arizona should absolutely complain about that because that was absolutely atrocious. And again, Fufudu was, I don't even know how that happens because it's not like, and when he starts talking about how much he's been impressed by him over the weeks, well, you've clearly been watching a lot of Fufudu.
Yeah. Fufudu.
Yeah, no. Yeah, dog. Very, very unimpressed. I'm very unimpressed by what I saw from him, though. Very bad.
I'm noticing the comments here from our guy Brad and others. I looked. I've done the research. I do not believe there's a situation where Arizona could play Nebraska in a bowl.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to either.
Nebraska was in the Big 12. It'd probably be it'd be done. But
dude, Matt Rule against Jedd Fisch, dude. I mean that essentially is Bear Bryant against Joe Paterno at its apex.
The Vegas Bowl, slight possibility.
All right, now we got to talk about Oregon State fans for a second. This is an interesting group right here that I've gone back and forth with quite a bit. I do admire their passion. They're not going anywhere, but they are also very mean. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. They cannot just have banter. They have to go with the personal insults right here. It's an odd fan base right there, Sheer.
I had one
mildly.
I had one that said I needed to be punched, and another one that told me to check my window because I had been marked.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Maybe it was a Kia boy.
I mean, at the end of the day, like it's just a football game, and at the end of the day, like it's not. We didn't really say anything that bad.
No. Well, here's the thing. I have no problem joking about being in the Mountain West. The main reason I have no problem is because when you and I were reporting that the Pac-12 was not going to survive, these were the ones that just kept saying, "Oh, it is. You didn't listen to Canzano or listen to Wilner or whatever." I kept receipts of those. I have no problem with poking fun, but you're never going to see us say anything personal. That's really what's weak about it, in my opinion.
Yeah, it just makes it's weird. I don't think, and someone's like, I take realignment very seriously, and they just went nuts. And it's like, dude, like,
yeah, it's okay, man. Dude, yeah, dude,
it'll be okay.
Calm down.
Yeah, I will say it's weird because we made fun of Washington State fans because they disappeared.
Right.
And Oregon State fans just got worse. So I don't know. I'd like for there to be a happy medium, but I almost prefer Washington State fans.
Yeah, I've gone back to. I prefer Washington State fans because at least they could keep the personal insults to a minimum right there. That's where I went. By the way, Sheer, FOCO. I know you've been asking me nonstop about FOCO. I can't. I always tell you, Sheer, I can't talk about FOCO nonstop. FOCO always has our back for Arizona sports, and they have yours too. Get the best gear around by visiting FOCO.com and use code PHNX for all non-presale items. Use the promo code FOCO for 10% off. The leading manufacturer of sports and entertainment merchandise. All right. Arizona's walking into that Big 12, and we're going to talk about this next year, or not next year, tomorrow. Let's see here. Oh, Kip Bennett. This is very good. I like this. Kias are the most stolen, and Oregon State fans would be happy about that $312. That's the other thing about Oregon State fans. They think they're getting $100 million payout. Where do they think they're getting this?
They literally think they're getting like a pirate's treasure chest, and they're going to open it up, and there's just $100 million. And you're just, no, it's fantastic. I will say it's going to be interesting to watch them from afar. Zona Germany said a Division II team beat Patino. Get Patino while you can, my friends, because that. I sent that to Mike. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. I sent that right to Mike. Get
Rick Pitino while you can, because Rick Pitino is going to be a real problem right there. Jason Shear agrees.
Yes, I'm also reading the comments. Holiday Bowl will be difficult. I can probably narrow down. It's going to be Sun or Alamo, most likely.
Right. They will be.
Let's just get 6 wins. Go from there.
Hey, this is like Sheer doesn't know Dumb and Dumber lines, but this is definitely a good one. They will open it up and will be full of IOUs signed by Larry Scott. I agree with that. That is very good. If we win out, are we in the Hey, that's a good question. If we win out, are we in the Holiday Bowl?
That's possible, I believe. But it also depends on other teams. And what they do. If
Nebraska and Arizona win out, they're going to play in a bowl.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we will. We'll travel to that. All right. But Oregon State fans, I wish you nothing but success in the Mountain West or the Big Sky if you decide to take it in a different direction right there. I'm just thinking outside the box there a little bit. But going into the Big 12 next year, and we like Big 12 fans a great deal. We are very happy about joining the Big 12. Actual real fans, very cool people. Arizona's going to have a real chance to win the Big 12 next year.
There's a legit shot at the Big 12's top 3 teams being Utah, Arizona, and Colorado in some sort of order. It is absolutely possible.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what's going to be exciting about it too. And Arizona's actually going to be but Arizona's going to also be playing in front of stadiums where there's actually people there. By the way, Arizona fans, we support you. We back you. We know you back the A. You got to get out to the games. Come on. I mean, in all fairness, we need to do better out there.
I'm not one to complain about the crowd. It was bad on Saturday. It was embarrassing. And don't give me the D-backs or Halloween or any of that. Now, I will say the fans that were there stayed. And that was impressive. The student section was actually pretty solid. But this Saturday, homecoming, UCLA.
You got to be there.
Yeah. And again, I had another writer tell me that they wouldn't actually be at the Arizona game if the World Series went to Game 7, that they were going to go watch Game 7 at home instead.
The writer said that?
You know who it is.
Troy Hutchison.
What?
I would assume that's who it was. But that's just a guess. I have no inside information on that. But yeah, I mean that's definitely I think it's a solid guess. But no, you got to be out there. Everything Jedd Fisch has said has turned out to be true. He's done it the right way. He works hard. He wants to be here. He's not getting DUIs. He's bringing in good players, and he's developing players. You got to get out to these games. Come on.
Yeah, come on. What else? It's nice. It's fun. It's going to be a nice night on Saturday. Just get it done.
Yeah, for sure. I have major dental work that is going to be done Thursday. Hey, should I show him the teeth?
It's gross, dude.
So I have these things called supernumerary teeth that you generally hit somebody twice in their life. It's very rare, but it's what I have. It's these teeth that grow in the roof of your mouth. And I had to have them removed in 7th grade. It was some of the most, these things are huge. And I have to have it done again on Thursday. So I'm not happy about that at all. But either way.
Rare though. You should brag about it. It's rare. I Googled it. Only 4% of the population gets them.
Let's see here. Now, let me see if I don't want to go into the. I don't want to go into this my room though and pull them out. Let me show them the picture that I sent. This is good. This is obviously good library. Here we go.
It's gross. I don't even want to talk to Mike anymore now that I know this.
These came out of the roof of my mouth. They were extracted from the roof of my mouth. All right. Now, is a win over UCLA worth rushing the field again? Sure. I have no problem rushing the field. Do it. Just don't leave your vape on the field. That was funny. Did you see BJP when he posted? He said something about this is how 2023 kids rush the field, and there was like vape pens that were all very funny. You should get them gold plated. Yeah, it was gross. Sorry, I probably shouldn't put those on there, but whatever. All right, but I expect Arizona to beat UCLA. We're going to get, like I said, into the nitty gritty of this. It is odd that UCLA can't find, and again, Chase Garber is it better. But it is interesting, though.
Garbers.
What's that?
Ethan, don't get him. Don't get
Ethan Garbers, whatever. Same guy. But it is interesting, though, that Chip Kelly can't find a dominant quarterback.
Yeah, it's weird that this year UCLA's defense is significantly better than its offense. The red zone offense, I believe I looked, is 125th in the country. Right. Which is crazy. Their offense is not very good. It's their defense. Arizona generally does well against teams like that. They turn the ball over at a high rate. It's a weird situation.
By the way, everybody on there, Justin Flo, yes. Justin Flo is fantastic. You got to keep him on the field, the good with the bad, because the good is awesome.
Justin Flo is one of my favorite players ever. Just let him cook.
Is Justin Flo a leader of men?
Yes. He's a leader of countries, men, everybody.
Who wins in a fight, Big Bill Norton or Justin Flo? UFC match.
I think Justin Flo.
Over Big Bill Norton?
Flo's psycho. Yeah. I don't know if Bill has that crazy to him. They're like friends too, right?
Yeah, that's why I asked. I said that would be a little interesting prop bet right there. We will try to get this to happen. We actually won't. All right, now moving over to a little bit of Arizona basketball. You got an exhibition tonight. Sheer, are you going?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Arizona, here's the thing that I'm looking forward to because we're getting very close to Morgan State and then Duke. Curious about the rotations. Curious how much time Dylan Anderson gets as well, Sheer, as are you.
I'm very curious. Well, no, Dylan will get good minutes.
Right.
Henry gone, and we'll see where those minutes go. I mean, we got to see, like, is Umar and Krivas. I don't think Pell plays based on what I know, but Umar and Krivas, do they play? My guess is they do. So we'll kind of see how they handle it. I looked up the roster for New Mexico Highlands.
It's bad. Yeah, no, it's bad. This game is going to be a absolute destruction. I am curious though, just to see what some of the players look like right now. Oh, and yes, they did pronounce
no, they didn't. It's Moy. It's Wendell Moy. We're all wrong. I know.
How is this never correct?
On the roster, it's Wendell Moy.
But they also called him Moe.
Yes, it is Moy.
So do you really get any, here's my problem with the pronunciations. Do you really get any credit if you call them three different names and one of them turns out to be right?
No, but I'm doing that for the people. Wendell Moy.
All right. There we go. But it's not Moe and it's not Jacob Cohen. Jedd is from Jersey, and Jersey fans are unfair. So there's no Hey, Jose Roman, this is very funny. So there's no silent N in Moe.
There isn't.
That was very good. That was very funny. But no, I think with this Arizona game, I'm just curious about the rotations right now. Because we know it's gonna be, I think, an 8-man rotation right now. I'm also curious to see Paulie M get a little bit of a run as well there, Skier.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be another one of these exhibitions. We can't really tell anything. I know people are going to want to analyze it. Arizona's going to win by 40, or if it wants to, it's going to win by whatever it wants. I bet you Tommy isn't. I mean, there's no reason to play starters 30 minutes or whatever. But yeah, I mean, the rotation, especially up front, is what I'm most curious about.
Yeah, I'm curious about that as well because again, we know that Umar Ballo, leader of men, is going to play 25 minutes. Keyshawn Johnson, you believe, is going to play 38 minutes. I said probably more in the 33 to 34 realm, which leaves minutes for Dylan. And on top of that, Dylan is also playing the 4.
Will we see a Dylan Krivas front court tonight?
Yes, I believe we will.
Is that the slowest front court in the country?
Dylan's not a stiff. You think Dylan's a stiff?
I didn't say he's stiff. I said he's slow.
Dylan's faster than Krivas. Yes. Okay. Yes, he is.
Yeah, but what's that? Okay. They're not fast.
Dude, Dylan's also a stretch the field guy. Or stretch the field guy. Sorry, stretch the field guy. Right, exactly.
Wide receiver. He's just that.
Yeah, dude. No, Dylan. Well, Frank Caliendo, when he coached him in Pop Warner, Dylan was a wide receiver. People need to remember that right here. Dylan, blossoming shooting guard right here. You know,
in my mind, Dylan is a shooting guard as well.
There are people, believe it or not, close to Dylan that believe that Dylan was a small forward right there and like a full small forward. So again,
if Kylan gets in foul trouble, plugging Dylan in at the 1 for matchup problems.
All right, Philly B's playing with a heavy heart tonight. But garbage. Forget I said that. Philly B stat line. What are we going with Philly B? Here's one for you. Over or under shots for Philly B right here.
8 shots. 8 shots tonight.
You're going 8 shots?
I think Philly goes off and points to the sky.
Do you think he does? I know. No. Or he points at somebody. He
points at the bench.
I think Philly. I think Philly's looking to. Man, I bet you Philly gets more action than he maybe otherwise would have. I think Philly's gonna now.
You're saying too much here.
Is there an outside chance Philly starts?
No.
Philly is a sit. Philly's going to get off the bench though quicker than I think most people think.
Yeah.
Right. Dylan gets his first triple-double tonight.
With turnovers or?
Yeah. Oh, stop. Come on, dude.
Not assists. We both can agree.
Does Dylan finish with, here's an interesting question. Does Dylan finish with more than 10 assists in his Arizona career?
Yeah. Tons. Come on.
Who's the most Creasa on this roster? I don't know what this question is. Oh yeah, the Jamari Phillips thing. We can talk about this now. Sheer gave me some bad info when we were online. It was terrible info. Sheer
didn't have details.
No, it was terrible. Sheer said that, Sheer implied that there could be some big issues with Jamari Phillips. There was no issues with Jamari Phillips. He was transferring to Dream Christian or Dream City, whatever the name of the place is.
And Compass Prep came to an understanding that Compass Prep would no longer be a good place for Jamari. And
he upgraded.
And I will say, I think Dream Christian is the right move for a variety of reasons. Arizona's coaching staff is very connected there. It's a good school. Well coached. It's the right move for everyone.
And Compass too. I think I have no problem putting this out there. There was a lot of turmoil across the roster at Compass, not breaking anything down. New coach right there. So again, Jamari Phillips, tip of the cap, salute. You're much better off at Dream Christian. Or
yes, you're right.
No, is it Dream City?
Dream City Christian.
Same thing. DCC. But you're much better off there. But also, I think it'll be interesting to see. I'm also interested to see Caleb Love again, my friends, because Caleb Love was very impressive in that last game. I'll look for more of this.
I'm probably going to have the Diamondbacks game on most of the time on my computer, but I'll be watching for Caleb Love also. There's only so much entertainment I can get from like a 50-point win against guys that I think their biggest player is my size.
Right, dude. Now, here's the question, though. Who from the media shows up to this game and actually watches the game?
You're right. That is tough. I think the normal people. Bruce is always going to be there.
Bruce was actually watching.
They actually have a 6'11" guy, so I'd like to take that back.
Yes. Bruce was actually watching the watching a little. Yeah, he was watching the baseball game. Also, the funny thing about it too is that Bruce, well, again, we'll talk about the Del Taco stuff later on. We're trying to get Bruce a Del Taco thing that went off. But all right. Now, no better time to become a PHNX diehard, my friend. Check it out. Check it out. You can get merchandise, watch parties, access to the Discord, access to Jacob Franklin, even more, all kinds of good stuff. Check it out. Become a PHNX diehard today. Any update on Zoom? Interesting question there, Skier.
I don't know. I mean, he was telling people around him that he was going to decide this week on his birthday, November 2nd, but he hasn't made that official yet. So
who knows? I doubt I would be very surprised if he came here, but I guess weirder things have happened.
I will say this, the coaches still went to him, right? Like still visited him last week.
By the way, this is you're making fun of Bruce right here, Brad Rich, because we've actually talked about this. And
oh yeah,
this is he didn't ask this, did he?
No, I don't believe so. That reminds me, though, I have a couple articles to write.
That day is coming. That day is coming, though. That question will be asked for sure. All right, Sheer, we've done yeoman's work today. You're going to be back tomorrow. Got up to 115 lives today. Very much appreciate all of you. All right, Skier, where can they find you?
WildcatAuthority.com, at Jason Shear on Twitter, and the Wildcat Scoop podcast with Shear.
I also got to give a big shout out to Shelby Shear, the much better half of Jason Shear, going up to the ESPN spotter in the press box. I was there. I came out of the bathroom and I saw her very animated saying, you have commentators on there that are mispronouncing everybody's name on the team. And then he says, like who? And she says, I don't know, maybe the quarterback to begin with. And then he says, yeah, but I think we caught that after the first half. Come on, dude. You don't get to say you caught Fufudu after the first half. It can't happen, Skier.
Shelby don't mess around, man.
Right.
Shelby does not mess around.
I need to get Shelby on the Kia boys.
Yeah, just give me the word.
And if you see any of these putzes right here, these Kia boys, send them this way. Iron Mike Luke is looking for him there. I referred to myself in third person right there. All right. Appreciate all of you guys. Again, you're way cooler than me. I rely on all of you. Sheer does as well for a variety of different reasons, but Sheer at least has Shelby. All I have is all of you. I appreciate all of you. On that note, hold on. Let me get the outro going. You've been listening to the AZ Wildcats podcast. Hold on.
We all silly like the mayor.